Out of the infield area on the baseball layout of the Coliseum, and we expect from Merlin that may be a factor today as Jim Turner tees it up.
A factor for kickers and for runners and defensive linemen. Everyone who needs traction will have some difficulty in that newly sodded area. It's a deep sod, not the usual sod that they've used here. It's not as bad as it used to be, but it's going to be a factor during the game.
So we'll watch for slips on those quick starts and cuts. Turner to kick it off to Ira Matthews and Larry Brunson. They stand near the Raider goal line, and we're underway in Oakland, California. High, fairly short. Matthews at the 10. 15, 20, 25. And down he goes at the 31. He did not slip on the baseball area. That was the normal turf, the outfield. Charlie West was there to secure the tackle for the Broncos. Ken Stabler brings the Raider offense onto the field. Derek Jensen, his first start of the season with a veteran Mark Van Egan. So two big running backs behind Stabler to start the game. The receivers for the black jerseyed Raiders. Cliff Branch will start, although gimpy. Rich Martinez caught 11 passes at the other wide spot, and Raymond Chester leading the AFC in catches as the tight end.
All the new starters for Oakland and Denver will be listed in a different color to give you an idea about that at home.
Van Egan on first down, gains about 4 out near the 35-yard line. So it's second down and about 7. Credit the tackle to Bob Swenson. There's the line for the Oakland Raiders. Dick Enberg with Merlin Olsen at the Oakland Coliseum. We welcome those who have been watching the Jets-Miami game and a big upset in the National Football League as the Jets defeated the Dolphins. First loss for Miami. We're just underway. This is the second play from scrimmage. Raiders ball at their own 34-yard line. Second down and 7, and Stabler back to pass for the first time. He hits Chester, and it's out at the 38-yard line, short of the first down. Swenson, number 51, made the tackle, but the flag is down in the backfield of the Raiders.
Now we've got a holding call, Dick. Obviously on the left side of the Oakland Raider line, someone using their hands to keep Bryson Manor, I believe, out of that defensive or offensive secondary. One of the things that Ken Stabler desperately needs is time to throw the football.
Holding 66, 10 yards, still second down.
Steve Sylvester at left tackle, guilty of the hold, the 5-year veteran from Notre Dame. So instead of 3rd and 2, it'll be second down and 17 for the Raiders, and this is just about how it's gone all year for Oakland. They've been outscored 42-0 in the first quarter. Stabler says it's problems like this, the hold early. He gets pinned into his own end, into a pass. Did Derek Jensen fall on the loose ball? He did. Swenson again was right on top of him. Number 51 for Denver. Jensen starting his first game and a mistake on the handoff.
The Oakland Raiders using 2 big backs, really trying to get inside. We'll take a quick look at the defensive lineup. Chavis, Carter, and Manor. Manor, of course, starting in place of Alzado. The linebackers intact, and this is a fine linebacking unit of Swenson, Rizzo, Gradishar, and Jackson. Gradishar and Jackson just getting healthy. They've had some injuries early in the year.
A loss on the fumble of a couple, so it's now 3rd down and call it 17, and another fumble. And Stabler falls on it at the 11-yard line. He had thoughts of maybe continuing to roll, and a younger Stabler might have tried to get it to the sidelines and throw it. He thought, nope, I better just fall on it and make sure we can at least get Ray Guy to kick it out of here.
Let's see. It looks like Stabler is coming out of there before the snap, and I saw Dave Dalby shaking his head as he moved away, but I think he was wise just to get down on that one, not to lose it.
And Merlin, all 4 plays in that series, number 51 in white, Bob Swenson, who played at California, a free agent picked by Denver, was in on every single play.
He's one of the quickest linebackers in the NFL, runs a legitimate 4.7 or less, probably a 4.6.
Guy to Rick Upchurch, who stands at the Denver 49, and he just did get it away, and is it a beauty? Upchurch, fair catch all the way back at the 41-yard line. What a weapon Raymond Guy's right foot is. 48 yards with no return, and Denver's Broncos have the ball for the first time. Spotted at the 42 in Denver territory, Norris Weiss, and not Craig Morton, who rallied the team to victory last week against Seattle, is the quarterback. Rob Lytle, a new starter, along with Jim Jensen, the fullback. Jensen leads the team in rushing with 175 yards. Double right formation. Wide split of the backs. And Weiss gives it to Lytle of Michigan. He's out to the 44-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Mike Davis, 36 from safety, made the tackle for Oakland.
Raiders have made some changes in there, but let's look quickly at the receivers first for Denver Broncos. Just got a quick look at them. Rick Upchurch, of course, moving into that starting lineup. We were aware that Oakland was going to be doing some different things defensively. They really have shaken things up. They've taken Dave Browning and moved him over to the left end, Dick. And they've also got Pat Toomey in there, the right side. Now they've gone to a 4-man line. Reggie Kinlaw's come in. They're doing some different things than they have in the past.
2nd down and 8 for Weiss. His first throw. He likes to scramble. And gets across the 50 to the 49-yard line. Reggie Kinlaw, 62. The rookie from Oklahoma was the man chasing him, had a hand on his jersey, but Weiss pulled away. And another fine scramble by Norris Weiss, who is averaging 5.5 yards every time he tucks it away.
Well, that's the reason that Red Miller wants him in the lineup. He's working behind an offensive line that's gotten much better under Whitey Duvall, the new line coach. Dave Studdard, a free agent, is the only new face there. But the others seem to be playing better. Glassick is healthy, and that's really a help to this offensive line.
So Weiss brings him out of the huddle, looking at 3rd down and less than a yard. Ron Eglaw has replaced Taven Moses as they bookend the line with the 2 tight ends and give it inside to Lytle. He has the first down at the 48-yard line of the Oakland Raiders, the initial first down of this game. It's Ted Hendricks, one of the injured Raiders, but not serious enough to be out of the lineup. Look at that left hand.
There's a difference between pain and injury. Broken thumb in this business, not considered an injury, at least not by Hendricks. Defensive line right there, 3 new faces, Willie Jones, Pear, and Browning. But as we said, Jones is not in there. We've got Browning switched to the left side, and we've got Pat Toomey in there playing at the right end.
On first down from the 48-yard line, the Raiders make it the 47. Weiss. And gets it away and throws it away. As down he goes in the grasp of Rod Martin, the linebacker from USC, and Weiss able to get it toward the sidelines and save the sack.
Well, wisely done, save some yardage. One of the things that they really like about Norris Weiss is his mobility, Dick. He really does run effectively. He is not the passer that Morton is, but certainly against a solid rush, you watch him here for yourself.
And he doesn't get it away. They're going to call the quick whistle on this play, Merlin.
Well, that's wisely done. Let's look. That's the result of the new rule. They judge right there to be in the grasp and control, and they will whistle it dead there. It's going to be 2nd at about 14.
Now the sack recorded as, again, the referee Tim Tunney protecting the quarterback. Lytle up the middle into Oakland Raider territory, gets the 5 yards back, lost on first down. It'll be 3rd and 10 for Denver. No score, just underway. 5 minutes have been played in the first quarter. Oakland linebacking crew, the Mad Stork, the old pro Ted Hendricks, Rod Martin, the other outside backer in the middle, Monty Johnson, and Phil Villapiano. The deep backs for the Raiders, and they're very young. Lester Hayes and Henry Williams at the corners. Mike Davis and Jack Tatum are the safeties. Tatum with 7 years experience as the old man back there. 3rd and 10, 5 defensive backs with Charles Phillips in now for Oakland. Weiss, good pressure. Hit the ball! A 240-pound rookie from Oklahoma, drafted in the 12th round, gets the 2nd Raiders sack of the game. They had only 6 all year.
Now they're coming out of that 4-man defensive alignment, doing a lot of stunning and looping. Kinlaw coming to the outside, just breaks clear right there. That was Claudie Miner who missed him on the outside. Kinlaw in for the sack. I think much of this game will hinge on who gets the pressure on the quarterback. So far, Oakland doing a better job than Denver.
Luke Prestridge, the rookie, to punt to Ira Matthews. Dying spiral. Matthews going to watch it at the 15. Dances around and almost breaks loose. Gains 5, but he had that last white jersey in his way. Charlie West saved a long gainer. 40-yard punt, 4-yard return. The Raiders have the ball at their own 20. No score in Oakland.
You've come to fly before the wind, harnessed to a wildcat, leaving the rest of the world behind. So you go for it, making the most of now, from the life you live to the beer you drink, and since 1849, the beer that makes the most out of life is Schlitz.
When you're making it beer, make it this one here. Schlitz makes it great.
Go for it.
Honey, is this homeowner's insurance high?
I don't know. Think it's too much?
How would I know?
Compare with Allstate.
Compare?
Bring in your policy and compare rates. If you have a good deal, we'll tell you. But for many, chances are we've got a better deal.
We've got a better deal.
Allstate might save you some money, but you'll never know until you bring in your policy and compare.
Oh, that's a good deal.
When you want to save on homeowners insurance, Allstate wants to help.
That's a promise from us, the good hands people.
Dick Enberg with Merlin Olsen at the Oakland Coliseum. No score, each team with a possession. You said that this was a blood game.
It is a blood game, and these two teams, you can throw out the previous games, put it right out the window, because they're playing on the field like there's no tomorrow, and that's the way these two teams have gone at each other over the last few years. I think we've got a good ball game going here in Oakland today, Dick.
6 minutes have been played. Stabler up the middle, barrels Mark Van Egan for a gain of about 7 yards. The veteran from Colgate. He's the leading rusher for the Raiders, 168 yards. They've not moved the ball all that well on the ground. Don't have a touchdown rushing yet this year. Joe Rizzo, 59 on the tackle. Second down and a short 3. The Snake, now 33 years of age, says he's throwing the ball as well as he ever has. Gives to the rookie Jensen, and he has a first down across the 30-yard line. That's the Raiders' first of the game. Bill Thompson, the all-pro safety, 36, made the tackle.
One of the most interested men on the sideline, Craig Morton. Red Miller says that Morton's status is the same. And he said when the situation is right, we'll put Craig in the game. And it doesn't mean we have to be losing, he said. It just happens that would happen that we would want to throw him in there when we're getting good protection, when we need someone to throw the ball. He's a great pure passer.
Reflective pose on the sideline is rather interesting. He's not sitting down, just off on himself thinking about maybe a roll. Dave Casper has his first catch of this new season. As you know, contract difficulties joined the team late. He has not been playing. Raymond Chester has been brilliant at tight end. The Ghost has caught his first pass, and that livens up the crowd.
Stabler back, gives a good pop downfield, goes to a secondary receiver. Casper pulls it in nicely, has some room, and fights for a little extra yardage. Stabler said he was going to try and use his tight ends today. We got 2 of them in the game. We got the 2 big backs in there, and they're going right at the heart of that Denver defense, trying to isolate one-on-one and blow them off the ball.
Branch is the wide man, Chester on the near side, Casper is at the far side. Van Egan carries tacklers with him out to the 46-yard line. It'll be first down, Oakland.
I think this is what Ken Stabler meant when he said we're just going to be plain vanilla out there today. We're going right up the middle. Denver's linebackers are not big by NFL standards. They're very quick sideline to sideline, hard to run laterally. And the Oakland Raiders have really apparently decided that they're going to go right up the middle on them until they can stop it.
First down, Oakland Raiders at their own 46-yard line. Derek Jensen. And he plows into Denver territory to the 47-yard line. First-year runner from University of Texas at Arlington. He's 6'1" and 225.
So far, the Oakland Raider offensive line doing a fine job of moving Denver off the ball. Usually a 3-4 defense, very effective against the running game, but the weakness of a 3-4, certainly Red Miller would be the first to tell you about it. You've got to be able to neutralize some of those big people on the line of scrimmage. If they're knocking you off the ball, you're in trouble.
On 2nd and 5, Van Egan has what appears to be another first down at the 43 of Denver. Gradishar and Bernard Jackson made the tackle for the Denver Broncos. The Raiders continue to march. 5.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. No score here in Oakland. The final, the Oilers have defeated the Cleveland Browns 31-10. The first loss for Cleveland. And we welcome you fans who've enjoyed that telecast here on NBC. The Denver Broncos and the Oakland Raiders exchange punts off the kickoff. And now Oakland, starting from its own 20-yard line, has driven primarily on the ground to the Denver
Chester. He's got 2 tight ends in the game. That's 1 catch to each of them so far, and both of them for good yardage.
He's working on the 2s. He's thrown 2, completed 2, and he has 22 yards total thus far for Stabler. Touchdown at the Denver 30-yard line. Mark Van Egan. About 3 to the 27. Reuben Carter, number 68, the nose guard, nose tackle, and the Bronco defense makes the stop.
One of the things the Raiders desperately want to do is change their first half statistics on the year. They have been outscored so badly in the first quarter of the games this year. And certainly one of the problems is that their opponents in the last 3 games have taken their first drive, gone all the way down the field against the defense and scored. There, that'll give you an indication of how badly they have done in the first quarter. And look at the third quarter for Denver. 42 points and 14. That's been their most productive quarter. But Oakland right now wanting to chase that 0 in the first quarter of their scoring drive.
Haven't scored all year in the first quarter. Looking for Casper. Touchdown! Stabler to Casper, and Oakland leads 6-0.
The snake is hot today. And he put that one right into the hands of Casper. There you see Casper coming off. He'll be welcomed by a very happy bench. Tom Flores there, his head coach, to say, hey, welcome back. We've missed you. And the snake is on today.
Snake was right. He says, just give me time. I'll get you touchdowns. And Casper, the former academic All-American at Notre Dame, has the first score of this day. Jim Breach, the little 5'6" kicker, out of the hole to David Hum. It is good. Timeout. 3:38 remaining in the first quarter. Oakland jumps in front, 7-0.
You've come to fly before the wind, harnessed to a wildcat, leaving the rest of the world behind. So you go for it, making the most of now, from the life you live to the beer you drink. And since 1849, the beer that makes the most out of life is Schlitz.
When you're making it beer, make it this one here. Schlitz makes it great.
Go for it.
Honey, is this homeowner's insurance high?
I don't know. Think it's too much?
How would I know?
Compare with Allstate.
Compare?
Here?
Bring in your policy and compare rates. If you have a good deal, we'll tell you. But for many, chances are we've got a better deal.
We've got a better deal.
Allstate might save you some money, but you'll never know until you bring in your policy and compare.
Oh, that's a good deal.
When you want to save on homeowners insurance,
Yeah?
Allstate wants to help.
That's a promise from us, the good hands people.
The Raiders 7, Broncos nothing. 3:38 remaining in the first quarter. Raymond Guy to kick it off. Chris Payne will be deep with Canada, and Dixon on the wings. And there's the story of that last drive, and there's the deep man Payne for Denver. I know you want to see that touchdown pass again. You're going to see it. You're going to see it from Dave Casper's perspective right after the kickoff. High. Payne at his 9 to the 15. And down at the 19-yard line. First down Denver at the 19. Let's go back to the touchdown play as Casper connects with Stabler, 30 yards.
Stabler back, gets some time. They're holding out the defensive lineman. They're trying to get it with a 3-man rush. There, the ball thrown perfectly downfield. Both tight ends in the same area. Obviously a break in the pattern. There's the shot of Casper. You see how open he is there. And there's Chester coming in. Somebody blew that pattern. They're not supposed to be together. But a great catch and a great throw puts him into the end zone for a 7-pointer.
I think he has some great hands. He caught the back end of the ball. He was holding to the point of the ball for the 6. Norris Weiss, the quarterback from his own 20-yard line. Play action fake and almost thrown down. A great pass as he clears it out to Ron Egloff and a 9-yard gain to the 29-yard line. Boy, Weiss, a good scramble effort.
Well, some tremendous pressure on him. 67 Pat Toomey there. Let's see Weiss as he goes back. They just didn't pick up Monty Johnson coming in right there from his linebacking position. And you got to wonder if maybe he wasn't in the control of Monty Johnson. They blew the quick whistle earlier. They did not on that one. He goes to his number 2 tight end Egloff for a fine gain, second and short. Is this a throwaway down, Dick? Let's see how he uses it.
I always like it when they just rear back and try to go for a bomb. Let's see whether or not Weiss does. Second and 1 at the 29. Armstrong and Keyworth are the running backs behind Weiss. complete to Riley Odoms at the 49-yard line and a first down. Now they did go for the extra money on 2nd and 1. And Riley Odoms, what a target for the Denver Broncos. That is his 12th catch of the year. Superb performer.
Norris Weiss has improved as a passer. He's always been a fine runner. Here you get an idea of how he can throw it on the run. And Odoms wide open. Oakland has had some real trouble in the defensive secondary. 2 new faces back there, and they've been very vulnerable to that kind of passing. Odoms catches them on the best of them, though. There's no embarrassment in that.
Boy, 244, is he graceful? He jumps so well. He high jumped 6'9" in high school. That's Moses in motion from the 49. Denver first down play. Otis Armstrong to the 45 of Oakland. A healthy gain of 6. Let's run down all the scores for you. These are finals. Houston 31, Cleveland 10. While an upset, Philadelphia beat Pittsburgh 17-14. That means in the AFC Central, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, and Houston are all tied, 4 wins, 1 loss. Washington beat Atlanta 16-7. The Jets upset Miami 33-27. New Orleans over the New York Giants 24-14. Minnesota has defeated Detroit 13-10. Those are all finals. 2nd and 4. Moses in motion. Armstrong, no gain. Good play by Dave Thayer, number 74. He's the man who penetrated into the backfield of the Broncos. Just to recap the other scores in progress in the 3rd period. Buffalo 31, Baltimore 6. And it's Tampa Bay 10, Chicago 3 in the 3rd quarter. Early score: Seattle 3, Kansas City nothing first quarter. Cincinnati 3, Dallas nothing first quarter. And in baseball, let's look at this final day in the National League. Final, Philadelphia beats Montreal. It's over. Pittsburgh and Cincinnati in the National League playoff. You'll see that beginning Tuesday night here on NBC. 3rd and 4. And it's whistled dead. Pat Toomey gets Weiss. And in the opinion of Jim Tunney, the referee, and he told us before the game, that's the toughest thing in the world to do. We have a flag down, however, in the secondary of the Raiders, is to judge when is the man really in the grasp and in the control of the defensive player. But Denver's going to keep the ball. You saw the signal, the penalty against the Raider defense for the illegal chuck.
Well, that's sad.
Illegal contact, number 37 defense, 5 yards and a first down.
Lester Hayes at the corner trying to hold up the Bronco receiver. First down at the 40-yard line of Oakland. The Raiders, with less than a half minute remaining in this first quarter, lead 7-0.
Certainly one of the things that Hayes is asking himself, hey, I didn't do anything, but he did make a very grave error there. They had him nailed way back, and now Denver's got another shot at it.
Rob Lytle and Jim Jensen, a new set of running backs behind Norris Weiss. He has Upchurch left and Moses right. Oh, a little dipsy-do, and Weiss has a man wide open. Haven Moses at the 23-yard line, and that's where he goes down. Mike Davis made initial contact, number 36. Phil Villapiano, 41, helped him out.
Let's go back and look at the kind of pressure that Weiss is getting here. Martin delays a little bit, comes in, he's wide open. If Weiss is not agile and quick on that play, he is set. He gets it off, he completes it. Denver is driving.
4 seconds, 3 seconds. That'll be the last play of the first quarter. As you see it again, the lateral back to Weiss, and Weiss then, although the pass was a little short, Haven Moses making a fine shoe-top grab, and so goes the first 15 minutes in Oakland. We have a break after the first quarter. Oakland 7, Denver nothing. We'll be right back after these messages from your local station.
Monday, it's a 2-hour primetime special starring Johnny Carson.
Come on, Barry. I'm Barry to knock this battery off my shoulder.
Exactly what time did I lose control of the show?
The 17th anniversary of The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson Monday right after the President's News Conference.
One day I'm heading out of Buffalo and my rig won't start up. So this guy comes along and asks me, do I want to jump? I had this big rig, but he had the go-getter. Ward's go-getter plus power. Ward's best. With more cranking power for more starting power. Without that, even a warranty can leave you out in the cold. Warranties don't start cars, batteries do. And the Go-Getter Plus has the power to get you going, even in Buffalo.
Ward's, we do our best for you.
The Buddy Holly Story's Gary Busey on The Sunday Show today at 4.
We open the second quarter at the Oakland Coliseum. Dick Enberg with Merlin Olsen. Pleased you've joined us on a beautiful Bay day. Sunny and in the 70s. Norris Weiss and the Broncos first down at the Oakland 24. 7-0 the Raiders lead. Long count, play action by Weiss. Wide open is Rob Lytle, but he was out of bounds. He did not have both feet in when he caught the ball. His momentum was carrying him out of bounds. It's incomplete. 2nd and 10.
Lytle just lost track of that sideline, Dick. Did not have the feeling for where it was, and that's a critical error because it would have been a fine gain.
There's the first quarter official statistics, and Oakland a slight advantage, and they have the lead 7-0, but Denver's on the march. 2nd and 10 at the 24 of the Raiders. Charles Phillips, the 5th defensive back, is in for Oakland. East to throw. Wide open up Church at the 15. And he has the first down at the Raider 12-yard line before number 32, Jack Tatum, can make the tackle. Final comes in, the final game of the season, so the Pirates did it themselves. They beat the Cubs 5-3. Montreal had lost just a few moments earlier. It'll be Pittsburgh at Cincinnati. You'll see that game Tuesday night right here on NBC. Tuesday night, the National League playoffs begin. Wednesday night, the American League, the Angels and Orioles from Baltimore. To Keyworth. Fine play by 53 Rod Martin, who slashed across laterally and drove Keyworth to the sidelines after a 1-yard gain. Martin, quite a story. A 12th round pick, was released by the Raiders. They re-signed him, and now they say he's playing as well as anyone.
Keyworth trying to get off tackle. There's an excellent stop right at the point of attack by Toomey, who stretches it out. And you see Martin right there staying on the outside, gets a good tackle on Keyworth. Keyworth's been bothered by stomach pains over the last week. Spent a lot of the week, at least part of the week, in the hospital getting some tests. Can't find anything wrong except he does have a pain. Still out there playing.
2nd and 9. Moses in motion. Weiss. Complete to Moses. No, he dropped the ball. Couldn't hang on. Coverage by Lester Hayes on that right corner.
I bet Ross Johnson was hoping that one would end up in his hands as he goes to the sideline. Red Miller saying, hey, let's hang on to the ball. 3rd and 9. Critical down. They'd like to get 7 points and put this back in even footing for them in the game.
You saw number 90, Willie Jones, come into the Raider defensive line, and the veteran Jim Turner anticipates his role. Rather, he had a choice. I know it'd be for 1, not 3 points, but this will decide. 3rd and 9 from the 11-yard line. Weiss. Down he goes. The 3rd sack for the Raiders, and the fans love it. They got the rookie, number 90, Jones, in there just in time.
You've got to generate some pressure to keep these quarterbacks in their place. At least that's what the defense has to say about it. You see Browning coming in from the outside. Number 90, Willie Jones, right there, sweeping back. And Norris Weiss just took too much time getting that football out of there. And he's sacked. Turner will have a shot at it here.
32-yard attempt. Weiss to hold. No good. It's wide to the left. How quickly the emotions of this game can swing. The Broncos appeared headed toward a touchdown drive. They don't even cash in the 3. 13:45 remaining in the first half in Oakland. The score, the Oakland Raiders 7 and the Denver Broncos nothing.
Ram power. Dodge gives you Ram power.
Now Dodge pickups go beyond tough. They're Ram tough. The biggest maximum payloads. More than Ford or Chevy. The most brute power with its most fuel-efficient V8. And with optional 3-speed automatic. The best mileage ratings, too. More than Ford or Chevy. Now,
Dodge trucks are Ram tough. Ram power. Dodge
Dodge fans go beyond tough. They're Ram tough. Galvanized steel for critical area rust protection. More than Ford or Chevy. And with optional 3-speed automatic, the best V8 mileage ratings. More than Ford or Chevy. Dodge fans. Engineered by Chrysler to go beyond tough.
Dodge trucks are Ram tough.
It's no ordinary ball game. The hits are bigger, the outs tougher, the errors more costly as baseball's best battle it out for the American and National League titles beginning Tuesday.
Well, the playoffs ought to be something. What a season. The Pirates win it on the final day of the regular year. They'll meet the Reds. Game 1, the National League playoffs, Tuesday night here on NBC, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Then on Wednesday, you'll get a doubleheader. The Pirates and the Reds in the afternoon, and the Angels in Baltimore from Birdland on Wednesday night. Van Egan on first down from his 20 has almost 10 yards as he carries Joe Rizzo with him. Boy, that Van Egan built like a fire plug.
Well, if you ask Tom Flores what he want to do in this game, he would have said, we want to run the football. We want to control it, and we want to play a better first quarter offensively and defensively. Van Egan right there showing you some of that left side power that they've been so sorely without in the early part of this season. They have not yet scored a touchdown rushing this entire year. They have scored very few points on the season and have given up too many. They certainly appear to be changing that trend right here. Let's see if they can stay with it.
Going with the 2 tight ends, Chester and Casper. And Van Egan on second and short yardage has the first down out to the 32-yard line. Randy Gradishar, great middle linebacker or inside linebacker from Ohio State, the AFC Defensive Player of the Year last season, made the tackle. Averaged 18 tackles per game last year, 12 of them, an average of 12 first hits.
He's off to a slow start with injuries in the early part of this year. Only 25 first hits in 4 games, well below his average. But he is feeling better. He's come around from torn ligaments in his foot, deep thigh pulled stepping muscle. He's had a ball.
Stabler 3 for 3 passing, and he's going to throw on first down from his own 32. Dumps it out to Van Egan. Good move by Van Egan. 35 up to the 39-yard line. There were 3 white shirts in front of the Oakland fullback, and he made a little fake right and cut left, and he got by 2 of them and almost broke it up the sidelines.
Downfield, Dave Casper, fine tight end, getting a chance to play more today than he has in a long time. You see him actually running Jackson out of there. He's going to come back now. Watch him as he'll come back and get a piece of that block. Well, we didn't get a chance to see it there. Maybe we will on the second shot here. Stabler has time to throw the football. A little dump off to take advantage of Van Egan's running ability. You said, Dick, an excellent move there. Casper coming in behind, trying to get a little help for him. Actually did a shielding job more than a blocking job.
Back to the live action, and Derek Jensen hit in the backfield, still able to fight forward to the 40-yard line, and he's still fighting. As Bob Swinson, 51, and it appeared to be 72 Don Latimer wrestling him back.
We're going to see 3 nose tackles out there today. Reuben Carter and Latimer have both been hurt, and Red Miller wants to make sure that he doesn't tire them too far today. They're just now getting healthy, so we'll see both of those players at nose tackle along with John Grant, who will also get some playing time.
Van Egan comes out, and Booker Russell, 34, is in. That's surprising that the veteran Van Egan would come out, and on 3rd and a yard and a half, the Raiders have 2 young backs, Jensen and Russell, behind Stabler. Jensen didn't get a thing. The 40-yard line and right into the Bronco stone wall, and a flag late is thrown after the tackle had been made in the pileup. It appeared Pat Harder, the umpire, tossed the yellow hanky, and we'll see whether or not this will actually work.
Denver. It is against Denver, so Denver makes a stupid play. That's really a stupid play. You've got people stopped, and you saw the disgust registered on the face of Red Miller. We talked about this being a blood game, Dick. It really is that kind of a game, an emotional game. But you still don't want to lose control of your emotions, and I think Red Miller is saying, all right, who did that? I want to have his number, because you marched off 15 big yards. You let the Raiders keep a drive alive.
Personal foul, late hit, number 29, first down.
Bernard Jackson up from the secondary trying to help out, put a little extra, and picks up the 15 yards. And of course, you'll hear about that later. Don't want to confuse you. There are 2 Jacksons in that secondary for the Broncos. Tom Jackson, 57, the linebacker. Bernard Jackson, 29, who plays at free safety. And of course, the Raiders, although he's about 5 yards a carry, and that is exactly what Tom Flores could have ordered for this Sunday afternoon. He needs to look at the 2nd and 5s and 2nd and 4s, not the 2nd and 13s.
Now the Raiders trying to take advantage of a little bit of a physical mismatch. They're bigger up front than the Denver Broncos, and they're trying to, as we said earlier, isolate those big backs and those big linemen on the linebackers one-on-one. As Kenny Stabler said, plain vanilla. We're going right at it.
Stabler himself could hardly be characterized as that flavor. Lots of time, and a fine play by Gradishar, who reached out and batted that pass away, intended for Raymond Chester. First miss for Stabler. He's now 4 for 5.
Gradishar did an excellent job of reading the quarterback as he mussed out of that zone. Stabler again has plenty of time to throw the football, and boy, that's dangerous. You can't give him time. Watch Gradishar. Excellent ball reaction. Had he not knocked it away, it would have been complete.
2nd down and 10 as Dave Casper comes out. Cliff Branch and Rich Martini, 2 speedsters, out to the left, and the tight end Chester to the right. 2nd and 10 play from the Denver 40. Good time, and then it breaks down. No one open, and Stabler sacked for the first time at the 50-yard line. Barney Chavis, number 79 from South Carolina State, playing a defensive end. Another pretty good player, an old friend of yours, came out of that school, David Deacon Jones.
Chavis doing a fine job on that last play. We talked about getting pressure on the passer. Both teams doing a better job today. They came in with 5 and 6 sacks respectively. Oakland with 6, Denver with 5, and both seem to be able to get more pressure today than we expected.
Stabler, even when he was not sacked last week against Kansas City, hit the deck. He's taken a lot of punishment. But a great quarterback he is, and you can't afford to give him time. Guy to kick to Rick Upchurch, maybe the most dangerous of all the Bronco players. He is, in some eyes, their top offensive threat. Guy hits it deep toward the end zone. It'll be a touchback. I don't think they want to kick it to Upchurch.
Do you blame them?
Not a bit. Touchback, ball at the 20 for Denver. They trail 7-0 with 9 minutes remaining in the...
A big green football team, an endless yellow sea, a cherry pie, an orange sky, the bluest eyes you'll ever see. Yes, America's true colors come through on GE.
GE TV brings you America's colors vivid and lifelike, and our special VIR2 circuit adjusts the color automatically.
Yes, America's true colors come through on GE. GE, we bring good things to life.
The rolling thunder and feel the power of freedom, you go for it. Making the most of now. From the life you live to the beer you drink. And since 1849, the beer that makes the most out of life is Schlitz.
When you're making it beer, make it this one here. Schlitz makes it great.
Go for it.
Behind the glitter of Washington, diplomats abuse their domestics. Plus, after 37 years, a black market baby is reunited with her brother on primetime Sunday, tonight.
4-man line working pretty well. Arthur Whittington and Otis Sistrunk. Right and left on your picture, and part of the walking wounded along the Raider sidelines. 2 outstanding players, and they've got a lot of company, unfortunately, on that Red Cross list. First down at the 20 for Denver. They trail Oakland 7-0 with 9:24 remaining in the first half. Jim Jensen, Otis Armstrong in the backfield, and that's Jensen. Up the middle for 3, maybe 4, goes the 3-year back from the University of Iowa.
Clotty Miner, number 71, Dick, real concern for the Denver Broncos. Had gout, had a real problem with his foot. Woke up with so much pain in the evening that he had to go to the hospital and have x-rays. And there was real doubt about whether he would be able to play today. They would have missed him because that would have meant putting another rookie into the lineup and shifting Studdard over to the other side. They're happy the problem is apparently abated for the time being.
2nd and 7 from the 23. Lytle and Jensen behind Weiss. Incomplete, intended for Riley Odoms, a late flag, and they're going to call Villapiano for an early bump.
I was wondering why the flag hadn't been dropped, because he clearly did bump Riley Odoms before that ball was there. Villapiano really more effective against the run out of that middle position than against the pass, and usually they try and put Monty Johnson in there.
He was in an impossible position. How do you possibly defend a man like Odoms on that play once he gets in front of you?
Well, you can't. I guess he did whatever he had to do, which was to bump him. Hoped he wouldn't be called on the play, but of course he was. And well, they didn't give up that many yards. If you're lucky, the official's not in a position to see that one, Dick.
Villapiano with that musical name, and he has some musical talent. He plays the accordion and the tuba. His father plays the violin. His brothers play the trumpet and drums, so they got a little band going for them whenever they congregate back east. First down from the 26. Jensen, the only running back, and they were waiting for him. Villapiano led the defensive charge for the Raiders. That's his kind of music.
That's the kind of thing he does best. Very quick reaction by Villapiano. They shot Martin to the inside, forced Jensen out, forced him wide, and Villapiano scraped to the outside, was right there to make the tackle, forces him into a sure passing situation. We'll see some changes in their lineup as they insert their pass defense. Monty Johnson goes in, fifth defensive back Davis goes in.
Using a four-man rush, Toomey, 67 in at one end. Play action on the draw. Flag down. Odoms has the catch at the 40 and finally wrestled down by three of the Raiders. It would be a first down, but hold on. Let's go back to the flag dropped at the 20-yard line.
Dave Pear in there pointing at Tom Glassick saying, hey, you can't hold me like that.
That's what the officials say, too.
Yes, they did, as a matter of fact. That's a big play, too. You lose the yardage or the possible first down. Watch it for yourself in there. Glassick would be on the right side. There he is right there. They're calling apparently the hold on the leg. You saw number 74, Pear, going inside. And as I said, you lose not only the 15 yards.
Takedown, offense.
You lose not only the yardage of the pass, but also the 15 yards on the penalty, 10 yards on the penalty.
Yeah, the ball was out about the 41-yard line. Instead, it's back at the 13. So that's a 28-yard penalty, not just a 10-yard penalty.
That's the kind that really hurts you.
Second down, 20. Actually 21. They lost a yard on first down. Upchurch in motion. And then sets outside. It's a pass formation. And Weiss will accommodate that Raider defense, looking for the throw. Odom, not quite there at the 27-yard line. Mike Davis, 36, second year back from Colorado on the coverage.
Alan, you would like to have had Craig Morton there to throw the pass. He's a better passer than Weiss, but Weiss didn't miss the mark by far. Unfortunately, anything out of their hands is not a reception. Davis there a little bit late, would not have been able to cover him.
Dave Perilli to the right of Red Miller. 20th year of the American Football League, the old teams, Broncos and the Raiders. Oh, they've had some battles, some wars in those 2 decades. And here they are again today. 7:45 left, second quarter. 7-0 Oakland, third down, 21. Raiders have 2 of their backs 15 yards downfield. Weiss needs a big chunk. Tatum was coming up. He had his eyes on an interception. It was intended for the rookie Steve Watson, 81. Overthrown, and the Raiders will get the football.
And you get an idea of how these Raider fans feel about their Raiders. They were a little bit worried about the reception they'd get, having lost 3 ball games in a row. But they're doing well today, and their fans appreciate that.
Prestridge back to punt. His first kick was for 40 yards. Matthews stands at his own 48. Oh, Hayes didn't get the ball, but he got the kicker. There'll be a roughing call. Matthews at his 35, 40, and that's all. But that one's going to be brought back. And a penalty against the Broncos as Hayes actually was too close to the kicker. Had he been farther away from the foot, he would have blocked it.
You've got to go to the point where that ball is going to come off the foot of the kicker. Hayes made the mistake of getting in too tight, as you said. Watch him here. He's coming in. He's got to go across in front of that ball. Had he done that, he probably would have blocked it. As it is, big penalty. 1st and 10. You stop people like that, and you make a play like that. Hey, that's the kind of thing that Oakland just got a break on that. Now Denver gets a break. If they can go down and score, they put themselves back into the ball game.
Not by day, bemoans Hayes. That could have been 6 points for us. I was that close. Instead, Denver maintains possession, and Craig Morton, number 7, has just ducked his head into the Bronco huddle.
Red Miller said he wouldn't be afraid if he had a situation that called for Morton. Apparently, this one calls for Morton. And reflecting back on that last play, that's another one of those dumb plays that we don't like to see on either side of the line of scrimmage.
First down, Denver. Just across their own 18-yard line. Morton's first time in the saddle today. Sends his backs in the pattern. Incomplete to Upchurch, but a flag is down at the 35-yard line in the secondary of the Raiders. Morton's first throw just off target, the number 1 draft pick out of California by the Dallas Cowboys in 1965. Holding is the call against the Raiders. 5 yards and a first down go with it.
Raiders have had trouble, as we'd indicated, in their defensive backfield.
Defense, number 41, first down.
Villapiano undoubtedly hawking Odoms again.
Maybe we can look at what Villapiano did to get that penalty. He's not allowed to chuck the man when he gets by him. And it looked like he did get by him and then gave him a little extra push there. And I think that's what he was called for.
24-yard line of Denver, first down. The Broncos trail the Raiders 7-0. 7:25 left in the first half. 25 Moses in motion. Armstrong through a big hole, gets out near the 30-yard line. Voorhees hit by Rod Martin, 53, and Jack Tatum, 32.
Get an idea of the movement from Villapiano. Comes quickly to the side. Claudio Miner, number 71, right there to stick him and drive him back. But Otis Armstrong ran right over the top of him. Well, there's some good physical action down on that field today. Some good hitting going on.
Give Armstrong 5 yards, 2nd and 5. Moses left, Upchurch right. Boy, what a comeback. They say it was one of the most exciting games ever in Denver last week as they rallied to beat Seattle. And it was Morton's arm that did it. He's back to throw. Incomplete. Intended for Lytle, and it's a good thing it was too high because Ted Hendricks had him well covered.
Mad Stork over there with his arms up high, and Lytle with no chance. Morton certainly not starting his first series here with the hot hand he dealt with last week. There's Norris Weiss on the sideline. Probably wonders how I got here.
He's not happy, obviously, being there.
I got 7 points for us. I don't think I made that many mistakes, and here I am on the sideline. 4 of 8, not that bad, 57 yards. But Miller obviously got over that feeling that he couldn't change quarterbacks quite a while ago, and he's been doing it for 2 years now with mixed success.
3rd and 5. The Raiders have their giant end, Sildyall, 6'9", in there for the first time. He wears 77. Morton, lots of time. And he hits Riley Odoms. No, he was out of bounds. Just missed. Odoms didn't get both feet down. A close call, but the official was right on the spot. We'll see it again.
Let you look at it. Morton again back with time to throw, and he puts this one right on the money. He looks across and then back. A nice pass, but watch Odoms here. 1 foot down right there, but the second one obviously out of bounds, and they can't count that way.
Tried to drag that right toe, but I guess he just missed with it. Ira Matthews back at the 30-yard line of Oakland. Prestridge to kick. Short. Matthews, good return possibilities at the 40, but can't quite get up in time. So a short kick. The Raiders come up with good field position. 6:24 remaining in this first half, and hold on, we have a flag down, and it's against the Oakland Raiders. Oh, it has been raining mistakes here in the first half. Both teams guilty of fouls that have changed possession. Now let's see if this one does.
You cannot afford to make that kind of an error against this. Well, no, it's not going to. It's after the change of possession, after the ball is kicked, so they're not going to take the ball away from them, but they'll still march it back 10 yards.
That'll be first down Oakland at the 30, not the 40, and we do have a timeout. 6:24 remaining in the first half at the Coliseum in Oakland, where the Raiders have a 7-0 lead over the Broncos.
1.
If you're planning a meeting, let Hilton bring it to order. We know how to put on dinner meetings, sales meetings, board meetings, financial meetings. And in Las Vegas, we can even put on meetings like this. Because when Hilton takes care of your meeting, you can take care of business.
There's no place like Hilton.
The AC spark plug, buy 7, get 1 free sales on right now. Participating outlets where you see this poster.
Thanks, AC.
Americans are learning that if their car's plugs are misfiring, a tune-up with new AC spark plugs can help improve gas mileage. Thanks, AC. Now's the time to tune up because AC Delco is making it possible for you to get 8 AC spark plugs for the price of 7.
Thanks, AC.
Tune up with AC. Buy 7, get 1 free.
Thanks, AC.
This is Bryant Gumbel in New York. At the Kingdome in Seattle, the Chiefs have taken a lead. Here's how they did it. Herman Thunderfoot Weaver back to punt for Seattle, has it blocked by Ed Beckman, number 85. The young Chiefs scramble, come up with the ball at the 24-yard line. Wasting no time, it's the Clemson rookie quarterback Steve Fuller under center for the Chiefs. He got the start again today. Gives off to Ted McKnight, number 22. McKnight following good blocking around the left side. Cuts it inside, takes it all the way. The young Chiefs go out in front of the Seattle Seahawks. That score standing now at 7-3 in the Kingdome. Let's go back to Oakland, rejoin Dick Enberg and Merlin Olsen.
Along the sidelines, Craig Morton staying loose while his defense hopes to get him the ball. 6:24 remaining in the first half in Oakland, where the Raiders lead the Broncos 7-0. Ken Stabler, the snake, brings him out of the huddle. 33-year-old left-hander. 30-yard touchdown pass to Dave Casper. First quarter, the only score of this game. Gives it ahead to Van Egan for 2 or 3 yards.
Catching that shot of Morton on the sideline, I'd asked him earlier, I said, is there an advantage to sitting for a while on the sideline and coming in? He said, well, I suppose you get a look at that defense, but he said, you come in cold. It's like asking a pitcher to come in and throw when he's been sitting for a long time.
Yeah, we got a great lineup tonight. Last Sunday, great programming, and we're part of the NBC team, and we're pleased they were #1 last week, and your Little House on the Prairie show is part of it, and so was the Sunday night doubleheader, and we've got another outstanding adults and youngsters alike. How about that? The $1 Million Duck early, and kid from left field is the second half. Casper, inbounds or not? Yes, it is a catch at the 41-yard line is the call. Or now are they waving it off? He used the timeout signal, not the wave it off no good sign. And some confusion on the signal. Now they're saying it is not a completion.
We had talked about the kind of pressure that Stabler has had and the kind of physical abuse that he has taken over the past few weeks. You've got Tom Flores' reaction to that particular call by the officials. Watch Tom Jackson, number 57 at the top of your picture there, coming in. He gets around Dan Medlin, number 68, and just levels Stabler as he gets that ball away. But boy, I'll tell you, that's a tough kind of shot to take.
I'll tell you about Ted Hendricks. He has a great idea for a Christmas doll that involves Stabler. We'll tell you after this play appropriate for that replay you just witnessed. On third down and 15, trying to hit Branch, and ooh, a little bumping there between Branch and number 20 right of the Broncos, but no flag. Well, as you watch Stabler on this replay, and maybe it makes all the more sense. Hendricks says for a Christmas doll, he'll call it the Ken Stabler knockdown stand-up doll, but there won't be any guarantee because it won't last long.
Well, I tell you, that's hard on quarterbacks. He's been knocked so many times the last couple of weeks that you wonder how long that body of his can hold up to that kind of pressure, Dick.
He's a tough man. Ray Guy has rooted out 2 long ones. Rick Upchurch, dangerous at the other end at the 26 of Denver. Plenty of time for the Broncos. We have 5.5 minutes left in this half. They had men coming in a hurry. Good kick. And Upchurch apparently is not going to return it. Takes a Raider roll to the 15-yard line. Guy's foot again pins Denver deep in its own end. 5 minutes and 27 seconds left in this first half. The Oakland Raiders lead the Denver Broncos by 7.
In business, the more efficiently you use your time, the more money you make.
Time is
is money.
So if you're spending hours dictating letters to far-off places, and hours are spent typing them,
I've got other work to do.
kick the letter habit. Pick up your phone and give them a ring. The phone turns your time into money.
Ram power. Dodge gives you Ram power.
Now Dodge pickups go beyond tough. They're Ram tough. The biggest maximum payloads. More than Ford or Chevy. The most brute power with its most fuel-efficient V8. And with optional 3-speed automatic. The best mileage ratings, too. More than Ford or Chevy. Now,
Dodge trucks are Ram tough.
On NBC's Sports World, China's top female gymnasts challenge an international field in China Invitational Gymnastics. Plus continued first-round coverage of the Legends of Bowling next Saturday.
Welcome back to the Oakland Coliseum. Second half of our NBC doubleheader. Final scores. The Oilers beat Cleveland, a three-way tie for first place in the Central because the Steelers lost today for the first time. The Redskins made it 16-7 over Atlanta, and they're now 4-1. The Jets in a big upset over Miami. The Dolphins' first loss, 33-27. New Orleans wins its second game. Giants still looking for that first victory. Philadelphia upsets Pittsburgh for bragging rights of the state of Pennsylvania, 17-14. Minnesota wins another close one, 13-10 against Detroit. Buffalo bombing Baltimore, 31-6 in the fourth quarter. Tampa Bay leading Chicago by 4 in the fourth quarter. Tampa Bay trying to remain the only unbeaten team, that would be. Rob Lytle gets it out to the 23-yard line. Yes, that's right. With Miami losing for the first time, Pittsburgh losing for the first time. If Tampa Bay wins, they'll be the only unbeaten team after 5 weeks. There's Dave Studdard. It's kind of an interesting stat. He caught a touchdown pass last week. Here he is doing what he does a little bit better.
Well, he's trying to keep Pat Toomey occupied on the line of scrimmage, but tackle-eligible pass rather unusual for the NFL.
At the moment, Dave Studdard is tied with Rick Upchurch and Haven Moses, and Dave comes in for the lead and touchdown reception.
I bet he rubs it in, too.
Second down and 3 from the 23. Armstrong to the 26-yard line, pretty close to the first down. We may have a measurement. Other scores: Kansas City leading Seattle in the second period 10-3. Across the bay, San Diego 7 and the 49ers 3 in the second quarter. Dallas, after Cincinnati kicked an early field goal, now leads the Bengals 14-3 in the second period at Irving. And the Rams draw first blood against the Cardinals 7-0 down at the Coliseum in Los Angeles. It is a first down for the Denver Broncos, now under the whip of veteran Craig Morton. Let's pause briefly for station identification. From Oakland, this is the NBC Television Network.
Superintendent William Johnston tonight on News Conference.
Boletnikov. Well, he's down south near the San Diego area, his home. And Ken Stabler said, you know, I think Fred Boletnikov would be an outstanding assistant coach. He's a compassionate man. Obviously, he knows how to run patterns, and he had to learn the hard way. He wasn't blessed with the great speed of other receivers. Imagine Fred Boletnikov might get his wish next year by someone. Long pass complete to Riley Odoms to the 50, all the way to the 44 as he carried Lester Hayes an additional 5 yards. A big gain as Morton finds Odoms open down the middle.
Lester Hayes very unhappy at that one. Picked off 2 against the Rams early in this season, and the lone win for these Raiders. Morton got quite a bit of pressure from Pat Toomey, 67 right there. In fact, just able to get that ball off. But what a perfect pass he threw. Odoms finding some open territory down there and then just attacks Lester Hayes and carries him for another 4 yards.
First down at the 44 of Oakland with 3.5 minutes left in the first half. Broncos trying to tie it up. Quick out. Complete to Upchurch. And you want him to get inside. Out of bounds at the 38. And rookie Henry Williams didn't lose his man, but he lost his helmet.
Upchurch showing Henry Williams what a straight arm is all about. Absolutely knocked his helmet right off the top of his head. Give you a look at it from field level. Morton throwing a pass as straight as a string, and the rookie had given Upchurch too much room, respecting speed. Look at the helmet right there. He just popped it off.
Rick Upchurch to the 38 of Oakland. We're at second down and call it 4. Lytle. Flag is down as Lytle is dropped at the 32-yard line, and we may have an illegal block by one of the Broncos. First signal by Tunney. Holding. That'll just, I don't know of anything that worries and concerns coaches more than just that. It's like the errors in baseball. You can't give a team the extra outs and expect to win, and the penalties are like giving the other team an extra down or extra yards.
Oh, you hate to make mistakes, and certainly again the penalty, not only a loss of yardage as they mark it off, but you lose the yardage that you made on the play. In that case, first down or close to a first down. And we've talked about the fact that there are mistakes and there are stupid mistakes. We've seen some stupid mistakes, mistakes on turnovers that would have given the other team the ball. Keep an eye right here as you see Toomey working to the outside. I wonder if it wasn't on that particular block that they threw the flag.
They didn't have the referee's mic working, so we won't know. Morton almost intercepted by Lester Hayes at the 20-yard line as he tried to hit Haven Moses cutting on the angle pattern. And it looked like a good call by Morton. He had his receiver isolated out there and open, but couldn't find him.
Morton's story in Denver has been one of being hero and goat almost alternately. You watch him throw the ball here off target. I think he was just getting rid of that one. But, of course, came in and put the Broncos ahead against the Rams early, and then went back, dropped the football on a fumble as he was hit. The Rams scooped it up, went on to win the game with that touchdown as they walked into the end zone. Of course, the great comeback last week. And here he is trying to do some of that magic today against the Oakland Raiders.
Upchurch to the right. Watson in the game. 3 wide receivers only. Jensen behind Morton. 3rd and 9. Upchurch at the 40, 30, 25, 20, 15. First and goal at the 8-yard line. Fine reception by Upchurch. Just took it away from the Raider defender and finally tackled by Jack Tatum. First and goal, Broncos with 2:47 left in the first half.
You said it earlier, Dick. Upchurch may be the most dangerous man on this Bronco team. Morton facing a 4-man rush. Oakland trying to get pressure on him. They couldn't get to him, and he just drilled that ball. And Lester Hayes was right on Upchurch's back, but he put it right in the hands of Upchurch, and he went down the field. A chance now to get into the end zone, put 7 points of their own on the board.
First and goal. 9-yard line. Jensen, he's to the 5 and inside the 5-yard line before they drive him back. And that's going to take it to the 2-minute warning unless we have a timeout. 2:09, 2:08 showing. Ted Hendricks spearheaded that last defensive charge. Villapiano helping up. The Raiders have a 7-0 lead here in Oakland. 2-minute warning has been given to both teams. The Broncos, when we return, will have it 2nd and goal at the Raider 5-yard line, trailing 7-0.
You're cruising at 3,000 feet with no speed limit and no traffic, with only the sound of the air rushing past a big pair of wings. You're free to do what man has always dreamed of. Free to soar with eagles. And you go for it, making the most of now. From the life you live to the beer you drink. And since 1849, the beer that makes the most out of life is Schlitz. That's why every day, millions of times a day, America reaches for a Schlitz.
When you're making it beer, make it this one here. Schlitz makes it great.
Go for it.
The Pope in America. An NBC News late-night special report recaps the first day of the papal tour and looks at American Catholicism. Monday on NBC.
Key pass reception by Rick Upchurch. 3 for 53 yards today has position, the Broncos, closest to that Oakland Raider goal line for the entire first half. They trail 7-0. Ball at the 5-yard line. It's 2nd down and goal. Greg Morton, now the captain of the Bronco offensive ship after Norris Wee started the game. Broncos missed a field goal from 32 yards out. Morton now using his steady veteran hand. And there's Jim Turner as he awaits his possible turn. A reminder now, we want to underline the fact that NBC Sports World, I know you've enjoyed it thoroughly through the course of this last year, is now on Saturdays. Saturdays during the football year, 2 o'clock Eastern Time, 7 o'clock Pacific Time. Next Saturday, some great bowling, USAC auto racing, gymnastics from China. Sports World Saturday. 2nd and goal. It's Lytle to the 3, maybe the 2.5. Reggie Kinlaw, 62, came in behind the play to make the tackle.
The Oakland Raiders trying to stop it up at the goal line. The Broncos pulling. Paul Howard, number 60, right in the middle of your picture, getting a good block from Jensen. Lytle just slides in there behind the blocking of the big guard, gets good yardage, takes it all the way down inside the 2. They have a tough situation here. What do you do on 3rd and 2? That's tough yardage down there.
3rd and goal. Ball right on the 2-yard line. Only one back. Lytle behind Morton. He's going to throw. Deflected at the line of scrimmage. I believe the Mad Stork got it. Hendricks, the 6'7" linebacker. Oh, is he adept at just that fly swat trick.
I wonder if he bounced it away with his cast. He has a problem catching the ball with that one thumb, broken as it is, but he's a tough one. Give you a look at it. Morton back, decides the best thing here is a pass. He gets time to throw. Right on the line of the scrimmage, Hendricks up in the air, bounces that ball cleanly away.
It'll be a short field goal try by Turner. It's up and it's good. So Jim Turner, the number 2 scorer in NFL history and number 2 in field goals to George Blanda in NFL history, has just kicked his 296th. Oakland's lead is cut to 7-3.
This home could be a lot like yours. It's a home that's losing heat, wasting costly energy. It needs Pink Owens Corning fiberglass insulation. In the attic, under unheated floors, and in the outside walls. Stop paying to heat the whole neighborhood. Get Owens Corning fiberglass insulation now. It's cheaper than oil.
If a man's lapel begins to rebel and the pockets in his pants become losers, then he needs clothes from Levi's Sportswear. Levi's slacks, blazers, and suits hold their great looks because they're sewn to the tough standards that made the Levi's name famous for durability. Men's clothes from Levi's Sportswear, where quality never goes out of style.
Some surprising scores in the National Football League today. Brian and Mike with the highlights, the details at halftime, so stay with us. We do have a final we can duck in now. The Buffalo Bills have defeated Baltimore 31-13, so Buffalo now 3-2. And Tampa Bay, would you believe, after 5 weeks of this season, the only club with an unblemished record, the Buccaneers of Tampa Bay. They have defeated Chicago 17-13. You think Johnny McKay is smoking a cigar right now, feet up, and just a smile curling at the corners of his mouth? Out of bounds, the kickoff by Jim Turner, so they'll have to do it again.
Turner lays that ball almost flat on top of that elevated tee of his and just got his foot under the side of that one and rooted it out of bounds. Obviously doesn't want to give them field position. You get an idea of the size of that tee as you look at it there.
And the length of the grass. You could hunt Easter eggs in there.
Well, he has to put that down in that sodded area, and that sodded area happens to have long grass. They want to protect it when it first goes in. Dick, one of the things we could say that missing that 7 points, ending up with the 3, certainly a moral victory in a way for the Oakland defense. They want to go in with that lead, and they have played good football in this first half. Denver with a chance to put it even, I think, would have gained a real edge had they put that one in the end zone and tied this ball game. As it is, Oakland will go in apparently with a 7-3 lead and with their best first half performance probably of this young season.
Had to be frustrating for the Broncos. They moved the ball 82 yards, Merlin. They started on the 16, got all the way to the 2-yard line only to get 3 points. That's a lot of work.
You don't want to squander that kind of opportunity.
Larry Brunson and Clarence Hawkins are deep for the Oakland Raiders as Turner now has it teed up after the 5-yard penalty at his 30.
See how deep that grass is. That's about a 2-inch tee he's using. You can just barely see it in that deep grass.
Down to Brunson at the 16. He can return them. 20, 30, 40, 50, 40, 35, and out of bounds at the 34-yard line goes Larry Brunson. John Matuzak was the man in the yellow shirt cheering his teammate. Although injured, he's very much in this game.
Well, they miss him. He'd love to be in there, but what a great opportunity here as the Raiders get excellent field position. 50-yard run back by Brunson. You get a good look at him here. Follows his blocking nicely. Starts up inside to set it up. 84 blocking up in there for him. Good looking shot of him from behind that runs out of one tackle by Bernard Jackson. Gets out of another one partially there, but finally out of bounds.
It was 84 Vince Kinney that saved the possible touchdown. Stabler double pumps and hits Chester. First down or close to it, depending on where they mark the football. Down at the 23, it'll be very close. 56 seconds showing on the clock.
We talk about the emotion on the sideline. John Matuzak, watch his reaction to that pass to Chester. There he is right there.
And he's also signaling timeout for this commercial break. 56 seconds remaining first half. 7-3 Oakland.
These are very important lines. They determine how sharp your color TV picture will be. They're called lines of resolution. And the more lines, the sharper the picture. Magnavox has 25% more lines than ever before possible. That's why Magnavox has a sharper color picture than ever before possible. A 25% sharper color picture. From Magnavox, we make staying home fun.
Take care of your car at Kmart.
Your Kmart Automotive Center has the answer to your muffler problem. The zinc-coated, double-wrapped Kmart Arrestor muffler. Have it installed by Kmart, and if anything goes wrong, they'll replace it free as long as you own your American-made car. The Arrestor. Zinc-coated and double-wrapped like the best. And best of all, Kmart price. Get it at Kmart Automotive Centers across the USA, where quality auto products are Kmart priced.
Tonight on NBC, starting at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. That's a great double bill on the World of Disney, The $1 Million Duck. Still all looking for that. Dean Jones found it. And then The Kid from Left Field. That has had excellent reviews from the critics who have seen the advance of that fine feature.
Gary Coleman and our friend Ed McMahon as the owner of that team. So a little bit of baseball fun tonight along with the wonderful World of Disney.
Appropriate way to lead into the playoffs. Meanwhile, here at the first down Oakland at the Denver 23. Brunson in motion. Stabler trying to get his team more. Fine catch by Cliff Branch, wearing Louis Wright all over his back. Wright, the premier left cornerback, and you see Matuzak, he's doing everything, trying to call timeout now for the Raiders. He's doing it all. You better give him some pom-poms.
When his shoulder gets better, you get an idea again of the emotion on the sideline. Not only Matuzak, but players on this Oakland sideline really excited about the way their offense is playing. And Stabler not satisfied to sit on a 4-point lead. He wants more. Excellent pass, right on the money. Super, super catch by Branch.
Ball is at the 17-yard line, and we'll be back.
And power. Dodge gives you Ram power.
Now Dodge vans go beyond tough. They're Ram tough. Galvanized steel for critical area rust protection. More than Ford or Chevy. And with optional 3-speed automatic, the best V8 mileage ratings. More than Ford or Chevy. Dodge vans, engineered by Chrysler to go beyond tough.
Dodge trucks are Ram tough. Ram power. Dodge gives you Ram power.
Now Dodge pickups go beyond tough. They're Ram tough. The biggest maximum payloads. More than Ford or Chevy. The most brute power with its most fuel-efficient V8. And with optional 3-speed automatic. The best mileage ratings, too. More than Ford or Chevy. Now,
Dodge trucks are Ram tough.
45 seconds remaining in the first half. Larry Brunson's 50-yard kickoff return has positioned the Raiders in Denver territory. Red Miller looks at Ken Stabler, set his line on the 17, second down and 4. Open, Rich Martini, first and goal at the 6-yard line. First-year receiver from the University of California, Davis, has his first catch. The Raiders
no
going
huddle.
without a huddle.
They're going right after 2 passes in a row, thrown to Louis Wright, one of the best quarterbacks in the business.
From the 6. He threw that one away. He wanted to save the timeout. 22 seconds now remaining as Stabler now has it second and goal at the 6-yard line. That allows us to go back and look at the completion to Martini.
We're going to give you a look at both of those passes by Stabler. The first one to Branch, and watch the bumping that Branch takes as he gets his hands on this football. Louis Wright right on his back, hits him there. The ball bounces loose for a second, and Branch, who was questionable for this game with a thigh injury or a hamstring injury, just absolutely clutches that with one hand. The second pass again thrown on Louis Wright, who is an all-pro and one of the toughest in the business. Right now we're going to go back down to the live action.
22 seconds remaining, second and goal from the 6. Stabler incomplete for Branch. Penalty flag down. Interference on Steve Foley, number 43, the right cornerback from Tulane. That'll make it first and goal at the 1-yard line.
Branch going into the end zone, had room to make the catch. Foley just gave him a little shot. Stabler back here again, has time to throw the football. Zips that ball inside. See if you can see the bump right there. Foley over the back on the 1-yard line. First and goal.
Tough call, but it appeared to be a good one. So the Raiders, after seeing their lead cut to 7-3, tied it, make it 14-3. 18 seconds. The Bronco defense digs in at the 1. Van Egan, touchdown. And these Oakland fans welcome home their Raiders.
Van Egan gets a welcome of his own as he goes to the sideline. What a big play that is. Again, the Oakland Raiders have not gotten out of the blocks quickly all year. Today, they've not only played well defensively, but they've put points on the board offensively. They go into the locker room with a very comfortable lead. Let's see if it's going to be even more comfortable after this kick by Jim Breach.
Out of the hold of David Humm. Larry Brunson's 50-yard kickoff return that set up the touchdown, and a very important 7 points for the Raiders going into the locker room. Reminder, NFL 79, Brian Gumbel, Mike Adamle back in New York. I know you're curious as to some of the details in the 2 big upsets today. Philadelphia handing the Pittsburgh Steelers their first defeat of the season. And, of course, ahead also on Tuesday night, we open the National League playoffs, and we now know it'll be the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Cincinnati Reds, 8 o'clock Eastern time. And then on Wednesday, it'll be a day game between those 2 teams at 3 o'clock Eastern time. And so the National League will have a couple of games in before the American League opens play. The Angels and the Orioles, 8 o'clock Eastern time.
Will you be doing that game, Dick?
With Wes Parker and joined by George Sparky Anderson. Looking forward to it.
It's an excitement. It's that time of year, and there's a man who's plenty excited. Al Davis, managing partner of these Raiders. I'm sure he's been disappointed by their slow start on the season, but has to be pleased with what he's seen today.
Great guy to kick it off. Hits it high. Chris Payne at the 7, 10, 20, 30. Bronco fans look looking for that same kind of return magic that helped the Raiders to the touchdown, but Payne couldn't break it as the Raiders had it covered well. Booker Russell, 34, made the tackle. Well, you talk about the action today, Merlin, and you look at that first game next Sunday. Pittsburgh and Cleveland now both 4-1 as they both lost for the first time today at Municipal Stadium, Cleveland, over 80,000 fans. Oh, I want to.
Boy, those two teams, that's another blood battle, too, just like this one. That's a grudge match in a street fight every year.
Flags are down, and so is quarterback Craig Morton, but it did appear that the Raiders jumped the gun defensively.
Like Dave Pear decided he was going to get there a little bit before everyone else, and he certainly did, but not much before the flag.
Pear from the University of Washington, Baltimore's third-round pick in '75. Then Tampa Bay picked him up in the expansion draft, and it cost the Raiders a number 2 and a number 3 draft pick to get him. You know, you talk about the Raiders and the fact that maybe they aren't playing up to the standards of their past 14 consecutive winning years. They have not had a number 1 draft pick in the last 4 drafts. And that has to hurt a club a bit.
It's hurt them not to be able to go after that top flight talent, Dick. No question about it.
Morton flares it out and incomplete to Jim Jensen. Tried to screen it in that left flat, and now only 5 seconds remain in the first half.
Get a feeling for Morton's view of things right there. Drops back, a little screen pattern. I think Morton realized there was no way to get that thing off. Just flipped it out there. It falls incomplete. Drops out of the hands of the receiver there. When we talk about the draft picks, Oakland has really traded those picks for what they thought would be first-round players or frontline players. Mike McCoy, who's since been traded away. Monty Jackson, who's hurt, who has played well for them.
Ted Hendricks,
probably the most valuable money they've traded for, and certainly one of the reasons they have played well over the past few years.
5 seconds remaining. And too much time against Denver. They exceeded the 30-second count.
And I think Morton just figuring we're going to run this out. A lot of field to cover in that quick a time. Of course, I hate to see a team giving up. You never want to give up an opportunity to get some more points on the board. Red Miller, not the most aggressive of offensive coaches, very often would feel that his team would rather have them conservative and save their punches for the second half.
Larry Cirillo, Ted Nathanson, our producer director, great shot. I love that shot from behind Morton. Draw to Keyworth. Big yardage, but the Raiders were giving him that kind of yardage.